Now, time management tips to be more productive. First tip is set realistic goals. Set goals that are achievable and measurable. Use the SMART method when setting goals. In essence, make sure the goals you set are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Do not lie to yourself. Assigning 1 hour to a task which you yourself know would require much more time does not make sense. Next, time management tip is be a little diplomatic. Learn to say no. It is very important. If you do not learn to say no in your life, you may have to suffer a lot. Do not accept everything which comes your way. A polite no in the beginning will save your reputation later unless you learn to say no to additional work requests or requests for help from colleagues. You will never be able to finish your work on time. Instead of spending time in helping others finish their work or taking on additional non urgent work, you need to work on completing your work first. Next step is find out where you are wasting time. In today's digital world, it is easy to get distracted. Social media platforms are rightly called a big distraction. We may be wasting much time on internet surfing, Facebook posting, texting, or making personal calls. Next tip is do include time for your tea breaks, net surfing, personal calls, and so on in your daily schedule. It is important. Human being is not a machine who can work at a stretch for 8 to 9 hours. Assign half an hour to 45 minutes for tea breaks, to check updates on social networking sites, call your friends or family, etc. You can also consider to have a brief nap or going for a short walk during this break time. Taking a break refreshes you. Next is avoid multitasking. Multitasking is not very efficient. Frequent switching between different tasks means we cannot give each task the focus it deserves. Multitasking is likely to slow you down, and reduce your ability to finish tasks. Next tip is prioritizing activities. High priority tasks must be attended to immediately. Be clear about your roles and responsibilities at the workplace. Make a list of the tasks you spend most of your time on. Change is hard. We become accustomed to spending time on various activities each day. Making a list of the tasks where you spend most of your time will you give a rough idea of whether you are spending time on activities that are actually important. It will help us in replacing useless activities with productive activities. Next tip is stay organized. Organize your room. Keep important files organized helps you retrieve them immediately and thus saves time which you waste on unnecessary searching. Staple important papers together. Throw away the unnecessary papers you do not need. Never write on loose papers. Keep a notepad and pen handy. Next tip for effective time management is set a time limit to complete a task. Setting time constraints for completing tasks helps you to be more focused and efficient. Plan ahead. Make it a habit that at the end of each day we should write out to do list for the next day. So when you start each day, you will have clear idea of what works are to be done that day. Avoid delay or postponing any planned activity. Next tip is use waiting or idle time productively. From client meetings to dentist appointments, it is impossible to avoid waiting for someone or something. You do not sit idle at that time. You can use your mobile or tablet to read a report, plan your next marketing campaign, or stay connected with others. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.